Double tones, now your head to the floor. You out of love. Well, your time is up, someone's out of touch. Just the two of us, just the two of us. Break my bones by the 100 more. Rising from the fading dust, 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 fire and blood, we're going to the wall apart. Fire and blood, we're gonna bring the fire out. We're gonna fight to the end and burn. No retreat of giving up. Fire and blood, we're gonna fight it out. The wall going up, no white flag on my deck. Said the blood in my eyes a little more. I go blind, and the sword from behind it pierces straight through my spine. Pull me down way too long, buried seeds come alive. Got my niggas on the leash way too long, now I strike. It's an eye for an eye, with a day to a life. Ain't no cars on the street, you kill was born in the street. Sound the horns and the drums, ain't no room for the fake. Got me down when you live, now you begging. Told you then, but you rather ignore me. All you know is the latest, say sorry. By the cries from a distance, but we still as the blood on fire. Yeah, we're burning down. Fire and blood, we're going to the wall apart. Fire and blood, we're gonna bring the fire out. We're gonna fight to the end and burn. No retreat of giving up. Fire and blood, we're gonna fight it out.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Banana Bread Trades. My name is Goose. And it's Friday. We made it. We survived the week. Well, not yet, I guess. It's still Friday. We couldn't blow our accounts yet today. But we made it through most of the week. We just got today left. What a wild kind of week it's been. Yesterday was a chop fest. I was really fortunate. I got a trade in like in the first, 10 minutes when we got that power trade at the bottom of yesterday. And then, yeah, then nailed a trade at IB, and I went ahead and left because initial balance got respected, and my rule is kind of like once initial balance gets respected to just get the heck out of there. But yeah, yesterday, total chop fest around initial balance high. Let's open this up and look at it. Look at that. Total chop fest, right? And then murder algo, we ended up, selling off. But yeah, once we started doing this nonsense, I just stepped out and called it a day. Was not about that sauce. But yeah, overnight, totally just grinded that level. Let's turn our power trades back on. Oh, you know what? I probably I gotta re-sign up for power trades. My subscription has expired. Gonna have to do that today. But there was a power trade right at the bottom here at this was also right at the 30-minute rotation. We got a fat power trade down here, right? Big buy orders came through. And that was kind of a sign for all of us to be like, hey, let's go long. Let's try it. And so I got long, got my 5 points, then got another 3-pointer up there. And yeah, it was a great morning. Choppy afternoon. Then overnight, just kind of supported this level. It slowly kind of ripped up. Not a huge move. Again, our regular 40-point-ish range for Globex. So we'll see kind of what today brings. We broke yesterday's high in the overnight. We got a lot of news coming out 1 hour before open, though. Let's pull up our news. This is news with Decoy. This news is brought to you by our friend, our family, Mr. Decoy. This is the news for today. Non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, average hourly earnings, labor force participation rate. And then Susan Collins speaks like 2 hours after open, but that's okay. But the main ones there, yeah, hour before open. That'll probably be some volatile movement. So we'll definitely hang around and watch that. See what direction that pumps us or dumps us. I am so tired. I tell you what, I had like 3 phone calls last night. Because we're drilling an oil well, right? The Joe was calling me. I'm very tired. Tired. Gonna try to survive. Oh, good morning, Mr. Cass. How are you this morning? So how was yesterday, he asks. Yesterday was pretty chill. I just nailed, I wonder if I can pull up visual trading, trades. I don't think it'll show my trades from yesterday. No, it will not show my trades from yesterday. That's sad. Yesterday we nailed a trade right at the bottom. We got 5 points there, and then we got a 5-point scalp or another 3-point scalp like up here. I just called it a day. I just start drinking my coffee. I'm gonna fall asleep. Yeah, so we got in total, I think, like 8 points yesterday. So like a really good day. Like I'm very happy with it, especially for a post FOMC day. Post FOMC day is usually like kick my butt because you usually do that whole like reversal thing. But no, we had a really clear trade at the bottom. We had a power trade down here. I was like, all right, that's a pretty good sign to go long. It was right at the 30-minute reversal time. So we all went long. I took my 5 points, and then when we got to initial balance here, we broke above, came back and retested, got long at initial balance, got a nice little 3-point scalp in. And I just took 3 points just because I had already gotten my 5, right? I was like, let's not be greedy here. But yeah, Delta had flipped right here, got 3 points, and then it ended up falling back down and falling back below initial balance, and then we just chopped initial balance like all day long, right? And those days, like once initial balance gets disrespected, I usually I've made it a rule to just sit out for the rest of the day, because if we're disrespecting initial balance, that means the market has a lot of indecision. That means they don't know if they want to uptrend or don't know if they want to range. Usually makes it kind of choppy, and I'm just like, we're okay. I can trade another day. There's so many days where initial balance is not disrespected, and since that's my bread and butter like trade to play, just might as well, you know, chill and hang out. So that's what I did. I just, once it got disrespected, I just bounced, went and played some golf, did some other things, ended up having a great day. I can't be upset. I think we ended up like 537. So yeah, very, very good day. Oh, my coffee's not even that hot. I was using the trade copier as well. So I have my one funded account with Bolinox, and I have a few other evals that I'm working on because I'm trying out this trade copier thing that Quantower can do. I know other platforms can do it as well, but you can take one trade in like one account, and then it mimics that trade in like all your other accounts. So I'm doing that right now, and it's like working pretty well, right? There only seems to be about, it's like less of a quarter of a second delay. So the worst fill I've had in my other accounts was maybe like a 2-tick difference. And that was like a really volatile moment. So pretty nice. I don't know how it would be on NQ because NQ moves like a lot faster. But yeah, for ES it's pretty nice, especially if you get like a really non-volatile level that you like a lot. You could put in limits too. That would probably be the smarter thing to do instead of just marketing in. I'm just clicking the market buy, but it's nice because like if you move your top or stop loss, it moves the stop loss on all the other accounts. If you flatten accounts, it flattens all the accounts. So it's kind of chill. I enjoy it so far. Ooh, that high is an unfinished auction. And an imbalance. So I wonder if we rip some more. We do got news coming out, so probably just be patient and wait for that. No need to get too excited. I just need one trade today, if even that, right? I've hit my weekly goal, so I don't need to trade. I would like to trade, but I don't need to. But I'll probably wait, just nail an initial balance play or any power trade plays that come through, and that'll be my day. Yeah, I'm trying to really scale back on the amount of trades I take. Normally I take anywhere from like 10 to, like a really busy week for me is taking like 15 to 20 trades a week. I'm gonna try to scale that back to like less than 10. And once all my accounts are funded, right, then I'm gonna take like less than 5. Because if you make 5 points ES on 5 accounts, that's, you can do the math. That's a pretty fat paycheck. That's like $1,250 on one trade. But that's kind of like a long-term plan, right? It's gonna take a while to get all the accounts funded and everything. But it's something to work towards. What I'm gonna do. Alright, let's look at some targets here. Let's pull up the big boy charts. The big boy. Ooh, a lot of volume put down there, but not quite enough to flip POC. Will be interesting to see if we V recovery here. It kind of looks like it. That's a very potential V recovery. We'll see what the unemployment and everything does. But she looks horned up and ready. So upper target, we're gonna say 3820. 3820. Done. And then we want, oops, sorry. I always hit my mic with my headphone because I'm a silly goose. And then we want, let's see here. Upper, or that's our upper target, 3820, lower target. I want to say 3720, but we're like right there, so lower target's gonna be 580. Yeah. Flush that 720 level. Lower target. This would be more like a if you wanted to buy a put. Right, you'd have to swing this one a little bit. But that's like my ultimate downside target is 3580. With the pivot being 3720. Yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right, Mr. Cass. And then also that huge delta, there was also a power trade right there, right? There was over, I think it was over like 4,000 contracts in like 3 seconds. Like that was a big, big order went through right there. So it makes me wonder, right? It's really going to depend on like what this news is. I think we could definitely, if we go back and retest it, I think it's probably that's gonna be game, right? But if this news is good, I think we completely V recovery and recover all of FOMC. Now I could be completely wrong, but that's just an opinion. Right, just looking at structure and looking at that order from yesterday. When you get a big order like that, it's really hard to ignore. And then we can do this as well, even though I hate doing this. No, the 60% is all the way down, 3660. I don't think I like the fib as much. At least not yet. I don't like the fib. I believe in news enough, like depending on the news release. Right, like today's should be relatively important news. Like I said, there's a lot, and these are all pretty decent market movers. Depending on like how relevant the news is, right? if it's something little that's gonna like maybe shuffle us like maybe 10 points in either direction, it's like it's not gonna affect the overall move. But like when we get these big economical ones, they can definitely turn the market. Anything that has to do with what inflation looks like seems to be the moves that really determine the day. Like even the Biden news the other day went about taxing something. Like it flushed us, but then we continued the move we were doing before Biden spoke, right? Because overall, like it seems like bad news, but does it affect us in the long run? Not really. But inflation news, like this news today that'll come up, this will have to do pretty heavily with like how inflation looks. Like, is inflation getting worse or is inflation getting better? Because anything that has to do with inflation right now determines if the Fed is going to raise rates more. If inflation looks to be getting worse, then the Fed's going to raise rates higher. And so we're gonna dump hard, right? Because everyone's gonna be like, oh shit, the worst ain't yet to come. But if inflation looks to be getting better, then that's pretty pumpy news, because they're like, hey, the next Fed meeting they won't raise rates as aggressively. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that happens though, right? It's like the market always seems to find a way to be right at a really important pivot point for those news releases. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. We're kind of to the top of this overnight volume here. I would normally say it's a good spot for a short, but even daily structure, like, that's not like... I'm really honestly kind of bullish. I'm kind of not super geared up on shorts right now. Just from looking at structure and everything. Like, we're bouncing our 3720 level, right? That's our pivot level. We're bouncing it really good right now, and like hell of a pump off of it. We got that massive trade at the bottom, that massive buy down here. Like, it's all looking pretty good. So I don't know. I will definitely wait for the first 30 minutes, or at least the first hour, before I take anything today. Just because I'm really not I'm not clear, I guess. As far as like I have more of a bullish bias, honestly. Just from structure and everything. Now we could totally flush, write it open, and just ignore it all. But that's why I'm gonna wait. I only need one 5-pointer today, so I can afford to be patient. My brother is should be getting out of the hospital today. That'll be nice. Maybe he can they tried getting him to walk yesterday. He got to walk a little bit. He said it hurt pretty bad, but today he should get released and then be able to go home. Depending on, you know, how he's doing. Yeah, one like honestly, like you said it right there. Usually you have to recalibrate everything after the news release. Yeah, it's gonna be a long recovery for him, that's for sure. Broken femur and plated wrist. Probably gonna be a few months of some pretty hardcore physical therapy, especially for the femur, because you know they had to put a rod in it and everything. Probably gonna be some pretty tough physical therapy for a bit, and then yeah, give him like 2 months, and he should be able to. Within 2 months, he should be able to walk without pain, because you know the femur, like, it has so much blood flow, it kind of heals pretty fast. Do I have any source material for trading ranges as we recently have on the ES? The slow ones without clear outer edges. I do have a strong weak point trading them and want to erase it. I'll give you my honest opinion. And this goes for pretty much everyone I know besides like Slade. Just don't trade them. That's also my weak point as well. Anytime we're in one of those super, like the last week and a half, we've been pretty like rangy gross on ES. That's my weak point. I suck at those because, yeah, you're right. There's no clear edges and it kind of will grind your levels. I hate when ES trades like that. It almost makes me want to go to NQ and trade just so I can catch a little bit better moves. Just because NQ moves a little more and won't just sit there and grind me out. But yeah, when the market's moving like that, especially like yesterday, like I just don't trade it. I just wait. Because it's just so hard to nail those edges right. You can nail what you think is the top of the range and it goes like another 10 points and then it goes to the bottom of the range, right? Yeah, balances with large momenta, etc. That's absolutely your thing. Trends good too. Yeah, like I'm literally the same way. If it's a really trendy market, like that's my sauce, because I can do my like initial balance continuation trades, right? Like my bread and butter trades are the initial balance plays. And when we're in those really slow, choppy markets like we were yesterday, like it takes out my edge, right? Like when we're just disrespecting initial balance, when there's that chop with no clear edge, like yesterday, there really wasn't a clear edge, right? You'd have had to basically just thought about taking, 5 to 10 points of drawdown on any trade because you didn't know what the top was going to look like. Delta didn't look clean at any of these tops. And then these bottoms, like, there's literally no reason for any of these bounces, right? They're just bouncing kind of in random spots. Like, I suck at those, right? If we don't respect initial balance, like, we tried to respect initial balance, but then we fell right below it. And that's just a lot of indecision, right? And I guess a way you could think about it is when we're grinding choppy range like that, the market has a lot of indecision, right? And when the market is really indecisive, it's really hard to decide what the market's going to do when the market doesn't know what it's going to do. So I don't try to guess it, right? I just wait for it to become more decisive. And sometimes that means setting out for a day, and that's okay. We got 5 days a week to trade, so if we have to sit out 1 or 2 of them, that's okay. Trade what the market will give you when it's clear. And that seems to that's kind of the ticket. That short ended up working at the top of volume. We thought about it too. We talked about it. I just didn't want to take it. But yeah, trade if it's not clear, then don't trade. And that's the thing. It's super hard to trade like what happened yesterday. I don't know a lot of people that are super good at that. That also make money consistently. If you want really good help with it, what you should do is reach out to Slade. If you have him as a friend on Discord. If not, send me a message and I'll get you linked up with him. But Slade is the best I know at trading a range. Like if the market looks like that, he's the best I know at doing it. Because I suck at it. I'll just be straight up honest with you. I just won't even, like I said, I'll just sit out and wait. But he'll be able to trade it. He is one of the best choppy range scalpers probably there is. But I will say with Slade as well, kind of what I've noticed at least, what he'll do is he'll leverage way down, right? He'll be on M and Q. And then he'll find what he thinks is the top of the range. And then he'll like scale in, right? Let's say he thinks the top of the range is 750, right? He'll go short a couple M and Q. And then as it goes, he'll maybe add a little bit. And then once it goes in his favor, then he'll add really heavy, right? But it's all kind of, when you are playing a range like that, it's about staying low leverage, finding the top of what you think the range is, and being okay with it going against you a little bit. Because you're so low leverage, there's not much pain when it goes against you. And then, you can make your position better, and then a lot better once it goes in your favor. And that's kind of what I've noticed he does. But yeah, send him a message. He does 500 trades a day. But like I said, that's because he's playing these tiny choppy ranges. He's the absolute best at it. And that's kind of the way, like I said, that he's just the best at doing that stuff. And that's kind of what you have to do when you're playing those kind of setups like that. But the man is just absolutely mad profitable at it. I will give him infinite props on that. I would say that's probably where me and him are polar opposites, right? On a trend day, his weak point is a trend day, and my strong point's a trend day, and then a range day is his strong point, and a range day is my weak point, right? But that's where that group kind of comes into handy, is because we can all share information like that. And that's the beautiful thing about the internet too, right? Like you can find just random people and talk to them and learn their strengths and weaknesses. Seth has good entries on these balances too, but I never feel like I can replicate him where he enters. I don't understand Seth, dude. He is goated. He nailed a beautiful, not CPI, FOMC short. He does it with low leverage too, though, right? He will add, he'll find a level, same thing. He'll find a level that he likes, and he'll just start doing MNQ or MNQ or MES, right? He'll do it really, really low leverage. So if it goes against him, there's not a lot of pain. And then once it goes in his favor, so with Seth, he doesn't add, right? After it goes in his favor, he adds as it goes against him. And then once it finally peaks, he can get out of those positions that, once it goes in his favor, he can get out of those positions that weren't as great of an entry. And then he can keep that top tick entry and hold it for the rest of the day, because he has such a good entry that it might be the high of day. It might not return to him. Same thing with his longs. It might be the low of day. It might not come back to that point. and then he took profit on those other contracts already once they went in profit. So he makes a little bag and then pads his stack a little bit, and then he can afford to hold that last runner that's like the best entry and let it sing, and especially on like a really good trend day. But the problem with that too, and is like I've had that same problem as well, when you do that, you do run the risk of like you're risking that profit as well, because you have to hold that all day. Like it might come back on you, so you have to kind of have a trailing stop. Kind of some wild movement right here. We had like that spike, rejection, and now coming down. It's a little bit of wildness going on right there. But yeah, that's the only problem I found with doing that. And that's used to be like exclusively the same way I traded, right? Me and Seth used to trade like exactly the same way, but I did my 2021 statistics in the way I was doing it. I would have been way more profitable just using more leverage and taking the zone I wanted, and then taking profit sooner and just collecting those like 5 points like every single time, because my hit rate was really good for getting 5 points. Yeah, so that's the thing though. Like you got to do it when you're adding, when it goes against you, you got to do it with low leverage. Yeah, too much fading with too much leverage, it just gets too painful too quick, right? But like with micros, it can go against you like 50 points, and you're really only down, you're not even down what you would be with a full mini if you top ticked your entry, you know? So that's the thing. You just have to you have to scale based on your risk tolerance monetarily, right? Look at like how much am I willing to risk on a trade, and then your stop can be a lot wider, right? Like you have to have some sort of like definite stop point where you know the range is for sure broken, right? So like yesterday the range wasn't super clear at the top, so you need to have it to where like hey, for sure this point is like range is 100% broken, can't, like if it returns we're gonna bounce and continue up type thing, and then you know add accordingly to that part. Once it breaks that spot, you have to be able to like mentally like, hey, like I was wrong, let's take this loss and let's move on to the next one. That's where people get burned adding, is they'll add when it goes against them, but they'll never take the stop when they're wrong. So that's the hardest part about it, is like having a spot where like you can clearly say like I am wrong, and I have to take profit or take the stop. I was gonna look up something I totally forgot. Oh, financial juice. That's what I wanted. All right, so unemployment rate comes out 7:30. Yeah, everything comes out 7:30, and then I don't think anything else is. That's the only major news, is everything this morning. There's a couple more. Everything's at 7:30 though. Yeah, everything's in 15 minutes. Yeah, it just looks like he enters at the absolute tops, and I mean sometimes he does, but like I said, most of the time it's adding, right? The only one that I know that enters the absolute tops with like max leverage all the time and like can just nail tops is Faceless, but he's just a god. I can't. He's so much smarter than I will ever be. Like no one can match that. And he takes such tight stops. He just has the levels, and like he's just so good at reading the market. But also he's done a lot of research, right? He's done his homework, and he's got it, like, you know, figured out. And I've gotten to where I can get close. Like my levels are usually within 5, but I can't do it with the leverage or the amount of like swing holds he does. Let's switch to he uses double tops and double bottoms often. He uses bookmap as well. Like he knows where, I guess his biggest thing is icebergs, right? Faceless. He's really good at finding the icebergs and waiting for them and then taking that trade accordingly. And he'll line those iceberg ups with like his swing points and take the trade accordingly. So I would assume like that's his main thing. Like he has some stuff on his chart, but that's, from what I've talked to him and everything, about the icebergs at his pivot points are the biggest thing he watches. Pretty beautiful little sell right there. Like that was such a nice get to the top of volume and then roll over type of deal. Had it been like regular trading hours, I probably would have taken that short, because it was just so beautiful. You want to size up dramatically too? I trade yes. They're at 50 a tick. On the cube, maybe 1 to 5. You can buy a whole. Could buy a whole point up then. Yeah. I would recommend doing the trade copier thing. Like I said, you can, like, let's say you have a 50K account. Well, trading one contract on a 50K account is generally about the max you can do with the way the risk, the available drawdown is. But let's say you have two 50K accounts. Then you can take that same trade, but it's copied on 2 accounts, and then you can do, like with Bullinox, you can do up to 10 accounts, right? There's no monthly fee or anything. It's just your initial startup fee. So you can basically take the trade on, let's say you take one 5-point trade, but multiply it across 10 accounts. That's $2,500 on one trade, right? You can be patient then and just wait for your one trade a week is most, like, a really, really good salary. That's what I'm currently working towards right now, is growing all of those accounts. And getting them all funded so I can go that route, instead of trying to get, like, for me, instead of trying to get 15 to 20 trades a week, I can just get 2 and be already way over my goal. Instead of sizing up and, like, so basically it just spreads your risk out, right? So that you're only taking a small loss in a bunch of accounts versus taking a big loss in one account. And then same thing with, like, you're taking profit, you're getting just a reasonable amount of profit in all your accounts, but when you go to withdraw out of the 10, you multiply that, you know. My brother just texted me. He says, I just pooped for the first time in 5 days. But yeah, that's been my thing too. Like, I feel like the problem with trading with like not enough leverage is that it almost forces you to trade more to achieve your daily goal, right? Like you feel like, okay, well, like I'm taking, like, let's say you're just on MNQ, a couple MNQ, right? You have to take bigger trades or more trades to account for that, right? Whereas like if you leverage up, you can just wait for your pivot point and take just like a really easily obtainable goal as far as like profit target goes, and you get your profit goal as well, right? And so you can be more patient and more what's a good word for it? More patient and more disciplined in like your patience and everything, while still easily achieving your goal. So that's kind of like what I've been doing. Because like I said, with the trade multiplier, I can just do 1 to 2 trades a week for 5 points ES and get my weekly goal. Yeah, we got news here in 9 minutes. Oh, I just got your message on Discord. The bookmap guy. Oh, I just read your second sentence, or the second part of the sentence too. Don't make it overly public. My bad. Luckily, you're the only person that watches the stream, so no one will know. I'll have to watch him then. I like watching bookmap. I don't use it specifically to trade. I don't watch it specifically to trade, but it's nice to like know those levels, right? To have those in your mind, especially if they line up with your spots as well. Let me type here. My work computer and my personal computer, the keyboards are like different sizes. So like I always like miss the buttons on my home computer because I type way more on my work computer. I usually use this one for gaming. This one's really nice because like the buttons are closer together. So like when you're playing games, like it's way easier for me to like catch all the buttons because I don't have to like reach. But for typing, it's like a lot tighter. So I have to like not be as extendy with my fingers. Yeah, we got news in 5 minutes. Sorry, I'm texting my brother here. He gets to go home today. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna do this weekend. May go home, may go ride my dirt bike. I'm not sure yet. Oh, we got 3 minutes. I think it is rather delayed. I'm not sure why it would be. Oh yeah, I got a whole bunch of notifications as well as dropped frames. I wonder why it's so laggy. Yeah, see lots of dropped frames. Yeah. Wonder why it's so laggy. Maybe I need a full restart. Maybe after the stream is over, maybe Streamlabs needs updated, maybe my computer needs restarted. Doesn't say that I have any updates. But yeah, I'll have to look at that now that you say that. Oops, notifications. Some friends, the problem is related to a poor network connection. Maybe my internet's really bad this morning. Oh, you know what? Hey, you have a good day too, Mr. Cass. Hope you have a great weekend. We are getting a pretty heavy storm right now. I bet that's probably the reason that the internet's being laggy. Would be my assumption. But we got 2 minutes until data release. We will see what that brings. Looks like it's already getting a little volatile. Morning report. DST number 1. Alex K. Oh, there's the login, or not the login. There's the data. We dumped. All right, so erase anything I said about today being bullish. That was a pretty nice wick to the downside, bouncing 3,700. 37.10. That level needs to hold if we're going to be any sort of bullish whatsoever, but I don't have much confidence on that. Not with that news release. Looks like it is doom time. Yep, that is very, very bearish situation right there. So we will see you guys tomorrow. Actually, you know what? We got a few seconds, few minutes, few hours left here. Let's go ahead and type in our daily plan. Let's do that first thing. Go ahead and create, upload, or create post. Yep, let's go ahead and do this real quick. Control C. Lots of news this morning. Lots of news this morning, so will be a volatile morning. Upper target 38.20, lower target 35.80, and then I'm gonna say pivot. Oops. Pivot is 37.20. I'm going to wait specifically for initial balance to post and trade that, and we'll watch. Yeah, that is the plan for today. That is specifically the plan for today. Let's go ahead and take a screenshot of our 4-hour chart. And then go here, go here.